What's up, guys? Lvladen here, and today we have the most exciting video, and by the way, I say that every single week now. The RET rework is finally on the PTR in full, the first iteration, and we're going to be going over it live. I have not checked out the talents yet, so we're going to see what they implemented from all the data mining that we've seen. I did read the blue post saying that they're still working on the directions for the mobility. However, Divine Steed is now off the global cooldown, which means you can accidentally double tap it and use it both charges like I did right there. So we're going to have to be mindful of that. All right, let's get into it. So the talent tree. Whoa! This looks different. Let's start off with the Paladin talent tree because the first thing I notice is now RET has 2 freedoms. That is 2 charges right here. This might not be implemented on the PTR quite yet, but RET is going to be getting its own charger freedom, and then it looks like we're going to be able to talent into it for 2 charges here. I'm not entirely sure the double charge is working though. Let me see. Is it bugged? Yeah, we only have 1 charge at the moment, but, you know, 2 charges of freedom could be cool. Lay on Hands is still here. However, Cleanse Toxins looks like it has moved up a row. We now also automatically are able to I just get this whenever we really need. We don't have to burn a point into... Well, I don't even remember what was above it that we had to get a point in. I think it was down here. This actually makes more sense, having Fist of Justice be after Blinding Light. So we take one of the CC talents, and then we get reduced cooldown on Hodge. Cool. That sounds like a good time. Here we have Cavalier. Divine Steed now has 2 charges, and Seasoned Warhorse increased the duration of a Divine Steed by 2 seconds. So now we also got a longer steed in addition to being able to take Seasoned Warhorse. It went from 3 to 4 seconds, I believe. So now we have 6-second double steed off global cooldown. Excellent. Love to see that. And it looks like Freedom is also off the global cooldown now as well. Pretty cool. Moving down, Justification. So this took the icon of the Consecration damage increase talent. So 10% judgment damage. Fantastic. I'll probably end up picking up that. Turn Evil actually went up here too. I went over Turn Evil, or I skipped it because it still has the cast time. So probably not going to be worth it in the end. What's this talent here? Lightforge Blessing. Divine Storm heals you and up to, I'm assuming that's probably 4 or 5 allies for 5% of your max health. Might be taking that. I'm not so sure. Depends on what Divine Storm talents we're getting over here, and I can't wait to take a look at the red tree. Screw it, we'll pick it up. What's this here? Crusader's Reprieve. Your Crusader Strike and auto attack range is increased by 3 yards, and using your Crusader Strike heals you for 2% of your maximum HP. Yes. Yes. We like that. Passive healing, more defensives, more range on our abilities. Yes. I also think that Crusader Aura is taking the increase that Seal the Templar used to have and just baking it into Crusader Ore, so we don't have to actually move, you know, any of our talents around. We just get Seal the Templar, so it's pretty cool. I wonder if it stacks if Crusader Strike is like a 9-yard range now. We'll get there when we test on the dummy. Back to the talents here. So let's check out the rest of this. So improved bop, yep, same thing. What's this here? Sanctified Plates. Armor increased by 20%, stamina increased by 10%, and damage taken reduced from area effects by 10%. Interesting. So more passive tankiness. I dig it. We'll take it. Recompense can no longer crit. I do remember reading that somewhere. Small nerf to recompense, but oh well. Not the biggest deal. We have Golden Path over here. Still not going to pick it up. Seal of Mercy. Only 1 talent point. Still not going to pick it up. And Strength of Conviction. This is new here. So while in your consecration, your Shield of Righteous and Word of Glory have 10% increased damage and healing. So 20% increased WOG during your consecrations. This might pair well with some of the mysterious RET talents over here, the ways that we have of proccing consecration, but we'll see when we get over there. Have not looked yet. After Image, still garbage. Judgment of Light, probably still garbage, but interesting enough, we can probably pick this up a little easier now. Holy Aegis, by the way, we don't need to pick up Holy Aegis in order to get Judgment of Light. We'll see. We'll mess around with these 3 talents here as the beta goes on. Seal of Might. Passive, increase mastery and strength by, I'm assuming this is 4% when you take 2 points in it. Excellent. No longer reliant on wings. We just get more damage all the time. I'm down. Divine Purpose here. My personal favorite of the RET tree. Probably going to be taking this all the time. Unless for some reason we have a massive influx of holy power and we just don't need it. Which actually is possible because, again, I have not gone over the reworked RET tree quite yet. Seal of Alacrity, now 4% haste and 1 second off judgment cooldown with 2 points into it. Cool, that sounds great. Seal of the Crusader, your auto attacks deal additional holy damage. So this looks like it is now Zeal. I'm assuming Zeal is probably gone if Zeal is now Seal of the Crusader. Face Armor, your Word of Glory grants 20% bonus armor for 4.5 seconds. This will be nice against warriors and hunters and failed druids and rogues. So cool. Probably not a mandatory talent point, but something that I will definitely invest in. It looks like Zealot's Paragon is more or less the same here. And Divine Toll looks to be the same. We have Divine Resonance or Quickened Invocation, reducing the cooldown by 15 seconds. So we can have a 45-second cooldown Divine Toll, or we can take Divine Resonance. Personally, I'm going to be going with Divine Resonance, most likely because that's actually some pretty meaty damage, especially if our judgments are buffed by anything in this tree over here. Next, we have Of Dusk and Dawn. Now, this got reworked. Your next Holy Power spending ability deals 20% increased damage when you use a 3 Holy Power generating ability. Now, from my understanding, that's going to be most likely Wake of Ashes here, and potentially more sources of that over here. We'll wait till we get in there, but I believe I did see something... something about another ability, maybe generates 3 holy power. Again, we'll get to it. And Blessing of Dusk reduces damage taken by 5% for 10 seconds after triggering. So after you consume a Dawn charge, you get a Dusk charge, and then you have to wait and get a Dawn charge again from Wake of Ashes or another ability. Sounds pretty cool to me. No longer a maintenance buff. This is now a fire and forget kind of deal, unless you're setting up your burst, in which case you probably want to like Wake of Ashes, Wings, get that Blessing of Dawn proc, Final Reckoning, Judgment, Divine Toll, whatever, and then you slam and increase damage. I don't know, Final Verdict, Templar's Verdict, whatever you want to push. Next up here, we have 2 choices. Interesting, I did not see this before. So, Seal of Order. Your Blessing of Dawn, so that's 10% increased power to your Blessing of Dawn, and then your Blessing of Dusk increases your armor by 10%, and Holy Power generating abilities cool down 10% faster. So no changes to this one so far. I do believe I saw something on the blue post saying that Blessing of Dust might be getting a damage absorb, but it looks like it's not implemented unless it's... Oh, it's Fading Light. Okay, right here. So your Holy Power generating abilities also grant an absorb shield for 20% of the damage dealt. We'll see here. Interesting. So maybe this will be better. This is better offensively, obviously, because it gives some sort of offense to your Blessing of Dusk. Where your Blessing of Dusk here is more defensive. But the Blessing of Dawn's... Yeah, they don't change there. Alright, so that is about it for the Paladin tree. Actually, no, it's not. By the way, Wings is now a minute cooldown. Awesome. That's cool. I'm assuming we are going to lose other burst abilities or something, rather, as compensation for gaining, 60% or 60 seconds off of our Avenging Wrath. Yeah, interesting. We'll see what we lose here. All right, let's get into the Retribution Paladin talents. All right, I'm so excited. I have not looked at the talent tree yet. Obviously, there has been so many changes to this. It just looks different. It's set up different. It's pretty cool. So we start out with Blade of Justice. Generates 1 holy power into Divine Storm. These 2 abilities look the same to me. Next up, we have Improved Blade of Justice now has 2 charges, or Crusader Strike has 2 charges. What? What? They're going to give us the option between the 2? Obviously, Blade of Justice every time. Just kidding. I don't know. Maybe Crusader Strike has some pretty cool abilities. So let's compare the damage here. So Crusader Strike dealing about 11,000 without any buffs, or closer to 12,000. Blade of Justice is at 22,000. Yeah, I don't know. In PvP, guys, especially if this has a increased range, I think it's a no-brainer. It's probably going to be Blade of Justice. Next up, we have Holy Blade. Generates an additional holy power. Now it's definitely Blade of Justice. Light's Justice here. Reduce the Blade of Justice cooldown by 2 seconds, or reduce the cooldown of Judgment and Crusader Strike by 2 seconds. Ooh, I like this. Interesting choices. Definitely going to have to play around with both to see how they feel, but for now, let's just select every single Blade of Justice ability we can. Cool, I dig it. What? JV replaces Templars, and Final Verdict replaces Templars, and they are a choice node now. Fascinating. I like it. I like it. All right, so we're going to start off with this one right here. Final Verdict. Powerful Weapon Strike, you know, obviously same, looks to be the same thing as Live. JV focuses Holy Energy to deliver Powerful Weapon Strike. Deals Holy Strike damage. Okay, so that is new. Final Verdict is Holy, JV is Holy Strike, and restores HP equal to the damage done. It still has its increased damage portion. Interesting, we get to choose both. I really hope they fix the JV bug on totems. That is important. Next up here, we have Light Celerity. Flash of Light casts instantly. So we did see this one on the data mines. Its healing is done, increased by 50%, but now has a 6-second cooldown. Cool. Definitely be checking that one out. And Guided Prayer, when your HP is brought below 25%, you get an instant wog on yourself. So Fire and Forget, and you know, a little bit more involved talent with Light's Celerity. Cool. I like both of them. Healing Hands. Interesting enough. Healing Hands is back. Cooldown on Lay of Hands. Okay, whatever. We don't care about Lay of Hands. It's the same thing as Live, but we have to choose between Healing Hands and Unbound Freedom. So, guys, rest in peace, Healing Hands. It was nice knowing you. It is what it is. But Blessing of Freedom increases move speed by 30%, and you gain Blessing of Freedom when cast on a friendly target. Cool. Interesting choice node between healing talents here. Not entirely sure that I'm a huge fan of choosing between Healing Hands and Unbound Freedom. But look here. We're gaining extra healing on other abilities. Excuse me, I had a cough. We're gaining healing in other locations. We're gaining defensives. Maybe we don't need to rely on Healing Hands as much as possible, and we can just take the mobility. Pretty cool to see Unbound Freedom in the RET tree now. Let's go ahead and select, I don't know. Let's choose JV. Why not? Here we have to choose between Righteous Cause and Art of War. So here, your Templar's Verdict, Final Verdict, and JV have a 25% chance to reset the cooldown on Blade of Justice. Okay, interesting enough. And then this one, we have a 20% chance to reset Blade of Justice through our auto attacks. I'm not sure. Just some thoughts at the moment. If we take Final Verdict, I'm definitely going to be taking Righteous Cause. But this is going to be on, dependent on our uptime. If we have high uptime, Art of War is probably going to be better. If we have less uptime, then maybe Final Verdict plus Righteous Cause will be better. Remains to be seen. I'm going to go ahead and just take it because it's new. We have Expurgation. Now does not need to proc. It is just a flat burn. That's pretty cool. I'm going to take that right there. Interestingly enough, why do we have to choose this before anything else? I don't know. In theory, we should be able to choose one of these talents first, right? I don't know. Set up weird. Anyway, we're getting a burn. That's pretty cool. Next up here, Empyrean Power. I personally don't like Empyrean Power. Divine Storm does not do that much damage, but if we need to take it, we can take it. Jurisdiction here, Templar's Verdict and Blade of Justice damage increased by 10%, and the range on Blade of Justice is increased to 20 yards. Cool. Sadly enough, it does not look like that Hammer, or it does not look like Hodge is affected by this iteration of Jurisdiction. Maybe it's an oversight. Maybe our PvP talent will still increase Hodge range. I don't know. Maybe Hodge is just baseline 20 yards now, which would be cool. Where is Hodge? We'll check it out in the spellbook later. Taking Jurisdiction. So here, our Judgment generates 1 additional Holy Power. Okay, cool. Or Judgment has 2 charges. Okay, that's what I like. Judgment here has 2 charges. Definitely going to be taking that for the increased damage on our Holy Power spenders. I think this is a no-brainer, at least in PvP. Next up, we have Crusading Strikes. Replaces Crusader Strike. Crusader Strike replaces your auto attacks. Okay, that's cool. And then we have Blessed Hammer. Replaces Crusader Strike. I'm assuming 3 charges. So we get a little... This is like the same thing that Prot has. Reduce damage that enemies deal to you, and you have 3 charges. So this makes us essentially completely ranged. For example, we can spam out Blessed Hammers while running around the pillar and healing with our instant flash heals and Word of Glories. That's cool. I like it. Crusading Strikes, I'll definitely have to check out. Could be cool. I don't know. We'll see. So auto attacks, I'm assuming, would then generate 1 holy power. Sounds really strong, actually. Especially if our auto attacks are now empowered by the damage of Crusader Strike. I like it. I like it. So, Blessed Champion. Crusader Strike hits an additional 2 targets for 85% damage, and then 2 charges is 4 targets. Okay. What? So, in theory, our auto attacks would turn into Crusader Strikes, which would then deal more damage and heal us and have a longer range and cleave. Both interesting abilities. I don't know what I would pick here. So just for the heck of it, let's take Crusading Strikes and, I don't know, 1 charge in there. Do we need 2 charges here? I don't know. All right, so back up here. I'm going to remove these for now. We're going to go back up. I'm going to take a Light Celerity and Unbound Freedom into 1 minute cooldown Shield of Vengeance. Excellent. And after this, we have Inquisitor's Ire. I need to take a breath. I'm like giving a speech right now. It's crazy. Every 3 seconds, gain 5% increased damage to your next Divine Storm, stacking up to 10 times. Cool. So maybe we can proc this with our Empyrean Power. I like it. Tempest of the Lightbringer. I don't like this talent. I don't care for this talent. We move on. We need something, so we're going to take Inquisitor's Ire. This is currently in retail. Garbage. Straight garbage. At least in PvP. It hits for nothing. 20% of your Divine Storm is nothing. And here we choose between Crusade, which has a longer cooldown, but now lasts for 35 seconds. So they added 10 seconds to Crusade. So we could potentially have insanely long Crusades between Crusade and Zealous Paragon. I will test. Or Avenging Wrath Might. I'm going to take this because 1 minute wings. Pretty cool. Pretty pog. We like that. Holy Blade over here. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to go back up. Blade of Vengeance. So Blade of Justice now cleaves for physical damage. You take it. Sanctify. I don't like it. I don't care for it. Wait, in Divine Hammers. What is Divine Hammer? I think we're about to discover Divine Hammer here. Oh, yes, there it is. We'll get to it. Commanding Judgment. Judgment hits an additional 2 targets for 85% damage. Or 4 targets. Guys, we're going to be cleaving everything. Everything is going to be cleave. That's cool. I like it. Why can't we choose this? We should be able to choose this, right? Why can I not choose this? Spending 2 more talent points unlocks this? I don't know. Auto attack speed. So they split up Zeal into Zealot's Favor and Seal the Crusader. It still exists. It's just different. I guess I'll take the Consecration Slow. I like that. It looks like the 8% movement speed reduction between Sanctified Ground, whatever, is gone. So I'll just take these. And then now we pick up Consecrated Blade. So Blade of Justice has a 40% chance to proc Consecration on the target's location. I like that. Especially if we're going to be spamming Blade of Justice. I am super down for that. We'll take that. But what's Divine Hammer here? Replaces Consecration. Divine Hammer spin around you for... Oh. Okay. Ooh, maybe I like this too. This, I'm assuming, is basically Consecration just around yourself. You know what? We'll pick this up. I like it. Or we could pick up Consecrated Blade for the slow. Tough choices, guys, but, you know, whatever. We'll take Divine Hammer. Just check it out. So, Holy Blade, Blade of Justice generates an additional holy power. That's here twice. Why is that here twice? That might be an error, guys, because then Blade of Justice is generating 3 holy power. And if it does that, then we have insane synergy with Blessing of Dawn. I will test this on a dummy very shortly. Holy Blade. Pick it up. What do we have here? Holy Crusader, Blade of Justice, and Expurgation now deal Holy Strike, physical and holy damage. I don't know what that does. What is that? I don't know. We'll check it out. And Burning Crusade now deal Radiant damage, fire, and holy damage. Interesting. The benefits of each are confusing. Yes, I don't know. Holy Strike it is. Lightforge Blessing. Divine Storm heals you. This... Did I not see this somewhere else? I have a feeling that we're going to get something new in this Holy Blade and in this, because this is definitely over here. Yes, this is here. We have two Lightforged Blessings and 2 Holy Blades. I don't know where to go from there. Next up, we have Aegis of Protection. So this is Divine Protection reduces... Oh, immediately taking this. More damage reduction on Divine Protection, more shielding on Shield of Vengeance. Excellent. We take that. Wake of Ash is here. 30-second cooldown. Instantly take that. Generates 3 Holy Power. Instantly take that. Truce Wake. Garbage. Well, from retail, it's garbage, but from here, it actually looks like it does something. So a fairly large damage over time, almost 40k, probably in PvP combat more than 40k. And then Seething Flames here. Ashes now causes you to lash out 3 times, dealing damage. And yes, okay, we're gonna test this. We're gonna test this out. Sounds cool. Hallowed Judgment. Judgment causes targets to take increased damage from your next 2 Holy Power abilities. So 2 rather than 1. Cool, I like it. 3? What? This is looking insane, guys. I don't know about this. So if we take this, then maybe we actually don't need Improved Judgment. Maybe we just, yeah, I don't know. There's so many synergies to test out here. I like it all. Execution Sentence. So now 30-second cooldown, costs no Holy Power, so it no longer works with Final Reckoning. Keep that in mind. So this does not benefit from Judgment, does not benefit from Final Reckoning. So it's going to be weaker. But let's see what else buffs it. Vanguard's Momentum. Hammer of Wrath has an additional charge and deals 10% increased damage. And on enemies below 20% generates an additional Holy Power. Cool. I like it. Hammer of Wrath replacing Judgment. During Avenging Wrath, Hammer of Wrath now overrides Judgment, combining the 2 effects. What? That's insane. So we spam out our extra charges on Vanguard's Momentum. So we're doing increased damage with the increased damage to our Holy Power spenders. I like that. That is a really cool talent. Not yet implemented, so I cannot test it out, unfortunately. Over here, we have Final Reckoning or Execution Sentence again. Okay, this is definitely a choice node. I'm assuming this might be some benefit to Execution Sentence, maybe a buff to it. I don't know, but we're gonna take Final Reckoning, and then I will check out what lies below. Passive. Executioner's Will and JV. So JV and TV now extend the duration on Final Reckoning and Execution Sentence by 1 second. That sounds insane. Absolutely insane. We're gonna test that out. And then Stay of Execution. Execution Sentence lasts 12 seconds longer and reduces the damage targets deal to you by 10%. Wow. All these talents sound absolutely amazing. I don't know where I'm gonna go. So maybe if I get rid of this and this, we can pick up some of these fancy ones over here. Yeah, we can pick up both of them. So screw it. We don't need it unless Holy Blade stack. If this is actually not a bug or something that's going to be replaced and causes our Blade of Justice to generate 3 Holy Power, I will be putting points into this. However, Holy Strike damage and in Radiant damage, that will need to be tested. And guys, I'll be doing a ton of testing starting Friday. I am on vacation for a week. I'll be hitting up the PTR, doing a ton of streams, doing all I can to test that out. So yeah, that's about it for my review of the actual talents. I will attach plenty of videos in the near future going over just different talent combinations. This all sounds absolutely amazing. I'm super thrilled to be checking out this on the PTR. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed. I will attach something to it. So let's get into the training dummy testing. Just a quick overview. All right, let's test out some abilities. I know this video is getting super long. I am going to be doing specific tests in the future, but I just want to show you guys an example of some stuff. I don't even have all my abilities on the bars. The Judgment Cleave is there. All right, so if you are hitting this target, let me see. What's the actual range here? What's the radius? Whoa! Okay, so that's pretty large radius from the targets. I love it. I dig it. Look, the Judgment actually stacks. So we can stack up multiple Judgments on the target. It's worth just pushing on cooldown. That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out. All right, so Blade of Justice here. I want to test. Can we... I hope I didn't hit this dummy back there. Okay, he's not attacking me. Can we in theory, get it to generate 3 holy power here. So I'm going to remove this. Just grab this real quick. Apply change. And of course, we wait. This whole changing talent thing, can it just be a second or 2 or instant? Like, I don't think it matters. Okay, so here. All right. It does not stack. So I'm assuming this talent right here, this Holy Blade, is a placeholder, and same with Lightforge Blessing. This is definitely also a placeholder. This is a very weak talent to have as a capstone. So we're just not even going to bother testing that. Let's test out Holy Strike damage, physical and holy versus fire and holy. So for those of you that don't know, physical and holy damage, I'm assuming what this would allow is us to deal damage into AMZ, AMS, things like that, Cloak of Shadows. Cool. Burning Crusade, fire radiant damage. That I don't know the benefits for. Both of these benefit from our mastery though. So if we grab Holy Crusader, our Blade of Justice will then benefit from our mastery. That is awesome. As far as making it go fire and holy, we don't have anything that increases fire damage, and I don't know how resistances work now. So I am confused about the benefits of Burning Crusade. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about that. But let's test the difference between Holy Blade between regular Blade of Justice versus Holy Blade of Justice. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull out one Blade of Justice here, 17k, cool. And we'll take away State of Execution real quick. What did I say? 17k. I'll pull up the combat log here. Put it up here. Combat log. Blade of Justice, 17k, and it had a burn attached to it. Versus 27k. We are adding 10k damage to Blade of Justice, guys. 10k damage. That is gigantic. We are going to be taking that for sure. That is a very, very strong talent to allow Blade of Justice to benefit from our mastery. Excellent. I love it. Stay of Execution. So we're going to have to give it something pretty important to reach that goal. High Lord's Judgment is very good too. God, what do we even give up? I don't even know. It's crazy. There's so many good talents, guys. This is like everything that I wanted in the initial Retribution thing. So what about this? Can I get rid of this? We can. Okay, Divine Hammer. Screw Divine Hammer. We don't really need it, right? Divine Hammer is not actually in the game. It's not yet implemented to my understanding. Yes, we drop a Consecration. No Divine Spinning Hammers. Don't know about that. So we're going to go and take Consecrated Blade. Going to go into that. Let's test out this. Seething Flame. So goodbye, Holy Strike damage. We're going to test out Seething Flame. What is this? Is this implemented? Because this sounds cool. Like 3 additional attacks. What does that do? Are we rampaging? Maybe this is not yet implemented. So we're going to just get in here. This thing and then... Whoa, that's cool. I like that. So it's a whirlwind. I don't have a damage or recount modifier thing, so let's take a look at my actions here. So your Wake of Ashes dealt, a certain amount of damage, and then looks like it's the same attack. So 75k with a 8.6k overkill, another 6k overkill, another 8.6k overkill. So pretty cool, pretty cool. I wonder if those can crit. Do any of those crit? No crits. That's fine. Something to note is that Ashes to Ashes, Ashes to Dust are both gone. So we'll be doing less overall crits. So crit might be a valuable stat. This sounds cool. I don't know if it's actually that bursty, though. Only time will tell. But these are both just massive steroids for Wake of Ashes here. Wake of Ashes is going to be doing a gigantic damage with both of these. That's awesome. I love it. Sounds really cool. What else are we going to test? I'm not going to test out Save Execution quite yet. We will save that for another video. Same with Executioner's Will. These both tie into Execution stats. I'm wondering if we're going to have to choose between Final Reckoning and Execution, and that this Execution right here is a placeholder. That is what I'm imagining. Because if we have both of these, that's insanely strong. And I do think they're going to make us choose. As far as what else did I want to test with the resets up here? Let's swap Final Verdict real quick. So Final Verdict with what else will I test this video? I'll test out Crusading Strikes. Why not? We'll test these out and then we'll call it a day, guys. It's been a very long video. Plenty of testing to come in the future. So this time I'm going to test out. So it completely replaces Crusader Strike. So we lose an active ability. But what do we do here? Okay, 8.6, 8K. Our auto attacks are now Crusader Strike. And they generate Holy Power. Personally, I don't think I'm a fan of this. Do not think I'm a fan. Reason being is we're not going to have full uptime in PvP combats, and we also want to be staggering our Holy Power cooldown sometimes. But actually, if I'm being honest, this is a ton of Holy Power. Oh my god. This is an absolute ton of Holy Power. Am I going to be able to, like, generate? Okay, so basically this just gives us endless amounts of Holy Power. Interesting. Guys, I don't know. I'm not a fan of Demon Blades on Demon Hunter. But this is a lot of Holy Power. So it might be worth in PvP. Personally, though, I think Blessed Hammers could be good in PvP because you can kite around a pillar and heal. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Interesting. Interesting concept. But yeah, that's about it, guys. This is not yet implemented as well, I'm pretty sure. So a lot to go over. A lot to go over. All right, guys. If you enjoyed this quick overview on day 1 of the PTR, leave a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.